Guys, the NFC South off-season meeting is officially underway. First things first, I think we all can agree it's fuck the Rams, right?
Yeah.
Let's make this quick, guys, okay? We all have a lot of pressing needs and fans that we have to go deal with, okay? Except the Atlanta Falcons, they have no fans. Oh boy, you guys suck. All right, so Carolina Panthers, how are you guys feeling? Actually, it's going pretty good. We're on year 3 of the Matt Rule era. We still don't quite know if he's the guy for us. We're also on our 3rd offensive coordinator. But we got a great new guy. Yeah, who that is? Ben McAdoo. Yeah, well, we still don't quite know who our quarterback of the future is. For some strange reason, we think it's 2015 and that Cam Newton can save us.
1 hour later.
And there was that time we beat the Texans just and depleted Saints team and went 3-0 and thought we were hot shit. That was fun. Oh. And we gave up future draft picks to have Sam Darnold. Okay, I'm done. I don't know how Sean Payne could think about retiring with y'all in the division. Okay, Falcons, what's up with y'all? You know. 1 minute we're making a move as if we think we're rebuilding for the future. The next we're making a move as if we think we're actually Super Bowl contenders. We're kind of stuck in that 7-9, 7-10 purgatory that we used to always make fun of you about, New Orleans Saints. Yeah, it's real funny, isn't it? You know what else was funny? When you guys beat us in week 18. How did that work out for you guys? You guys beat us, but we got a better draft pick. Yeah, we got the number 8 pick, baby. Maybe this time we'll take a wide receiver to go with our fancy, shiny little tight end. You know Matt Ryan has about like 5, 6, 7 more years left in him. Alright, so the Atlanta Falcons are bragging that us beating them actually gives them better draft position. Good to see some things are still normal. Aw, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, why are you crying? Look, everybody at this table has experienced playoff heartbreak before, okay? It's gonna get better. No, it's not that. It's just that you guys are finally acknowledging us. I'm so glad to finally be relevant at this table. Yeah, don't get too comfortable with Brady retiring soon. Huh? So, I guess you guys are in for a long and fun offseason. Yeah, well, what about you, New Orleans Saints? You guys went 9-8 and didn't even make the playoffs, and you didn't get a good draft pick because of it. You don't have a franchise quarterback. Your head coach left you, even though you know he's coming back to eventually coach the Cowboys. You guys are in cap hell again. You guys are in more chaos than anybody over here. Well, what's so funny? Shouldn't you be mad? Mad? Why would we be mad? Don't you guys realize after January 20th, 2019, we have no heart anymore? We don't have any emotions. We were born in the darkness, molded by it. Atlanta Falcons, you guys should feel the same way after 28-3, but for some strange reason, you guys still think you're worth the shit. Don't you guys get it? Nothing you say can hurt us. Get that through your thick skulls. Jeez. Now, if you guys will excuse me, I have a franchise quarterback and a head coach to go kidnap. See you guys at training camp. Hey fans, hit the subscribe button in 3 seconds to make this Falcons fan sad. 3, 2, 1.
And what a proper way that was to begin this live stream. Good morning, good evening, and good night, whatever time of the day you are watching, whether it be live now or on replay later. I hope it is a good one. There's actually a mini tornado outside right now, so it's kind of a unique day for me. But either way, we have a very special live stream for you guys because as you guys can see in the banner below, breaking news, Tampa Bay head coach Bruce Arians retires. And I started off the live stream with that skit that I did in January to say that since I did that skit, Sean Payne retired, Tom Brady retired, Tom Brady unretired. All 4 NFC South teams went after Deshaun Watson, and now Bruce Arians has retired. That skit was relevant in January with the craziness that was going on in the NFC South. And no less than 2 months later, the NFC South has gotten even more crazier. This has been probably the most lopsided, upside-down NFC South offseason in forever. I mean, we went from wondering who our next head coach was going to be to who's our next quarterback to us and the Falcons and the Panthers and the Bucks battling it out for Deshaun Watson. Then Tom Brady says, I'm coming back. So now it's between us and the Falcons and the Panthers. Then it's between us and the Falcons. Then the Cleveland Browns come out of nowhere and get Deshaun Watson. So then we pivot back to Jameis Winston. Then the Falcons say, well, shit, now we got to trade Matt Ryan because we pissed them off. And the Carolina Panthers are still in quarterback limbo. They've been looking high and dry for a quarterback to come save their franchise. It has been the most craziest NFC South offseason, I think, in the history since the NFC South division was created. Ignore the thunder in the background. We are used to bad weather here in New Orleans. Hopefully my internet does not go out. And the offseason got even crazier today with, as you guys see the news, Bruce Arians has retired and Todd Bowles will now be the head coach for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't think it's the biggest loss because they obviously still have Tom Brady. I could be the head coach and Tom Brady will find a way to have his team be competitive. But it just is another example of just the madness that is going on in the NFC South right now. So I want to know you guys' opinion in the chat. I'll open up the streamlines in a little bit. What do you guys think? The banner below says it all. I feel like the NFC South is a mess. I think the Bucks still should be the favorites. I think the Bucks still have the most talent of all the NFC South teams, but the NFC South is damn near, because of all the shakeup that's happened this offseason, wide the hell open. And the NFC is a conference, to be honest with you, because all the great quarterbacks have damn near gone to the AFC now besides Brady and Rodgers. Is wide the hell open. So for the Saints' sake, I mean, let's be real, guys. We lost Sean Payton. We lost Teron Armstead. We lost Marcus Williams. And we obviously saw today that Malcolm Jenkins is retiring. We lost a lot of talent and leadership in our locker room in the short span of 1 month. So the Saints are in a very tricky situation, too. I know a lot of fans are biased or a little always glass half full. They think that Jameis Winston is just going to come back from his injury and all is going to be fine. I'm not of the same opinion. I think we'll kind of be in the middle of a rough stretch, but at the same time, the NFC South is so much of a mess, and the NFC conference in general is so much of a mess that I can also see us kind of going on a run and making the playoffs because there's no real dominant teams in the NFC besides the Rams, arguably the Packers, even though I know they traded Devontae Adams. And I guess you can still say the Bucks. But are the Bucks going to be the same team? Like, is Tom Brady finally going to hit that Father Time cliff? Is them losing Bruce Arians a bigger deal than we're going to give credit for? What do you guys think in the comments? Let me know. I just feel like this is absolutely madness. It feels like every single week something crazy happens in the NFC South. And we haven't even gotten to the draft yet. I think the draft is going to be a lot of shakeups. Like maybe Atlanta drafts a quarterback, maybe Carolina drafts a quarterback. Hell, maybe we draft a quarterback. I know the favorite is for us to draft an offensive lineman or wide receiver, but maybe we find a quarterback that we like that we'll be in hush-hush about, and we draft a quarterback. Nothing will surprise me anymore, guys, and nothing will surprise you. The NFC South has been absolutely crazy. As I get to the comments, the storm so far isn't too bad. I'm able to obviously do a live stream and be on the internet, so it's not too bad. But my prayers to the whole state of Louisiana as we have yet again. We had one last Wednesday. We have one today, another tornado watch going on in our city. Miguel says that he thinks that Brady is going to Miami because something is up. I feel like if Brady was going to go to another team, he would have requested that right before he made his comeback. So I think he's here with the Bucks. I think he actually might be happy. Like he might feel like he's the de facto head coach. I know Todd Bowles is the head coach now by title, but I think we all know who runs that ship in Tampa Bay, and that's Tom Brady. Blow and Chill, who is actually a Bucks fan, says Arians and Brady didn't get along. Brady could sign for multiple. Yeah, this might actually people gonna kind of flip it, Blow and Chill, and say that this is going to hurt the Bucks and that Brady's going to be upset now. No, Brady might be happy with this, and Brady might feel like he has more control. And we all know, and he deserves it, but Brady likes having control. Brady feels like he's earned his keep as a player, that he should be able to have authoritative say-so and like the moves that his teams make and such and such. And obviously Tampa Bay is more than willing to give Tom Brady whatever the hell he wants, unlike Bill Belichick in New England, which is why he left. Jeremiah says that we want Tyrann Mathieu. I think we should definitely get Tyrann Mathieu, especially with Jenkins going out, just from a leadership perspective. I know we signed Daniel Sorensen, which I think fans are overblowing that signing. I think he's nothing more than a depth signing. If he is a starter, we're in trouble. But we have Marcus May, but now we need somebody alongside him. And I think Tyrann Mathieu would be a great fit. And he obviously seems to want to come to the Saints because CD tweeted him today saying, basically, let's team up. And Tyrann Mathieu tweeted him back with the prayer emoji saying that obviously he would love to come back home. And it's very rare for the Saints to actually have a player of that magnitude who actually wants to come back home. You know, we've been burned before from players like OBJ who decided to go to LA, and I don't blame him, over the Saints. You know, every time we think that, oh, this player will want to come back home to the Saints, we always get rejected. So it's kind of funny how we actually have a guy, a high quality player guy in Tyrann Mathieu who actually wants to apparently come back to his hometown and play for the Saints. And we'll see if Mickey Loomis and Dennis Allen wants him. Obviously, they have to discuss money and things like that. But I haven't seen any like rumors or stuff that even showing the Saints have an interest in Tyrann Mathieu, which is disappointing. But I would hope that now with Malcolm Jenkins gone, we start making some steps to, and maybe Dennis Allen wants to do a safety replacement in the draft. I don't know. But I would love to have Tyrann Mathieu too, but I'm sure Mickey Loomis and Dennis Allen have a price cutoff on how much they want to pay for whoever they replace Malcolm Jenkins with. Miguel says that Arians and Brady did get along. Talking to you, Blow and Chill. He says Arians is reportedly pissed that Tampa is about to trade. So Miguel is on the angle of that Brady is going to Miami. I just don't see it, Miguel, because if he wanted to go to another team, he would have told the Bucks before he announced his comeback, hey, I'm coming back, but I'm coming back I want to play for another team. And that would have made it easier for both sides. I don't get why he would announce he's coming back to the Bucks and then ask for a trade, but then that just complicates everything. So Tom Brady will be a Tampa Bay Buccaneer on opening day. I promise you that. I almost guarantee he will be a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. And honestly, as Blow and Chill says, well, I don't know if they're going to be better without Arians, Blow and Chill. And again, guys, Blow and Chill is a Bucks fan. But Tom Brady probably is excited that Arians is going because Tom Brady basically wants to be the head coach. Brady wants to run everything. He wants to be the offensive coordinator, basically. He'll probably let Ty Bowers do whatever he has to do on defense, but Brady wants to run a show on offense. And again, Tampa Bay as an organization, they really aren't relevant. I'm not using that as trash talk, Bucks fans, but they haven't been relevant before Brady. So they are willing to give Brady whatever he wants because he gives them relevancy and he gives them that superstar stature and he gives them wins. You know, let's be honest, he gives them wins. What up, Hoodie Jube, and what up, Jerry? I know Hoodie's going to be on today. Jerry, from what I see in the comments, everybody seems to be okay with the storm, so that's good. It doesn't seem as serious as it was last week. It's raining in the background right now, but I'm hoping that it stays just a regular storm and not a tornado. Blow and Chill says Brady can coach. Yeah, like I agree with Blow and Chill. I think Brady is basically going to be the de facto, kind of like how Peyton Manning was the offensive coordinator for the Colts when he was there. Like some quarterbacks just become so damn good that they feel like they can run the show themselves. And Brady obviously feels like, and he does deserve to feel that way, that he can run the show. So I'm assuming he's going to basically be calling the shots. Same way that Breeze could have done the same thing, but the difference was Breeze actually had like elite offensive coordinator, head coach, and Sean Payton that Breeze didn't need to kind of stroke his power. But if Breeze had wanted to say, hey, I want to call the shots, who was going to tell him no? Like, you know, as a quarterback, if you reach a certain crescendo of eliteness and talent, you know, the league is at your mercy because the quarterback position is so damn valuable. And love him or hate him, Tom Brady is regarded as the greatest of all time. So he can do whatever the hell he wants. And Tampa Bay is an organization that will let him do whatever the hell he wants. DJ Christensen says the weather is pretty bad by the lakefront on Bruce Arians thing. He think it might mean Brady is on his way out because Arians said he wanted to trade Brady if he unretired. Again, I do not think that Tom Brady is on his way out. I do not think that Tom Brady is taking this news badly. I'm pretty sure like Tom Brady did not find out today that Bruce Arians is retired. I'm pretty sure Brady knew that this was in the works ahead of time. So I don't know. I don't want to overreact, but I think that Brady's going to stay and Brady's going to basically be the offensive coordinator for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Jaquavius Young, I hope I'm saying your name right, Jaquavius or Jacavis, says, y'all get y'all brooms ready. We swept the Bucks with Tom Brady and Bruce Arians. So why will we not sweep the Bucks with Tom Brady and Ty Bowles? Then again, Ty Bowles might be a better head coach than Bruce Arians. You never know with these type of things, guys. You truly never know. Cash Black says the NFC South is more like the NFC West. I think he meant to put NFC least. Yeah, the Tampa Bucks look pretty good. Even without Bruce Arians, I think they look pretty good. Never know. I'm hoping that Tom Brady finally falls off a cliff and that his age finally starts to show, but we'll see. The Saints are kind of in purgatory, I think. I know a lot of fans get mad at me when I say that, but I mean, I'm sorry. You just don't lose a Sean Payton, Marcus Williams, Teron Armstead in one off season and Malcolm Jenkins and be like, oh, we're going to be just fine. Everything's great. No, guys, I kind of think that we need to temp our expectations and realize that we got some work to do. Let's put it that way. I hope that we do it. I hope that we continue to build through the draft. I hope that we sign some free agents. But right now, I'm sorry, but if you say that the 2022 Saints today are better than the 2021 Saints at this point last year, you're lying to yourself. You are absolutely lying to yourself. You're biased as hell. If you think the Saints are just as good right now as they were last year, I'm sorry. No, you don't lose a top 5 head coach, a top 5 offensive tackle, a top 5 safety, arguably a top 10, top 15 safety, and think that everything is going to be just fine. And I know as fans, we're programmed to just think that the next guy is going to come in and be just as good. Oh, we could just draft somebody. We could just sign somebody and everything's going to be just fine. Doesn't quite work like that, guys. Does not quite work like that. My optimism is that, Hoodie, congratulations, boy. Your number's been going up. Hoodie, the world is starting to realize how great your streams are. So y'all show some love to Hoodie Jube. If you are not a subscriber, help my man get to 800 subscribers. My optimism in the 2022 New Orleans Saints is, again, I think the NFC as a whole is just real bad right now. Like, obviously, Russell Wilson left, Devontae Adams left. A lot of quarterbacks went to the AFC. So that kind of keeps things interesting. As well, again, the NFC South is a mess, as you see by the banner below. So I still think we're better than the Falcons and the Panthers. I don't think we're as much better as we'd like to think that we are better than the Falcons and the Panthers, but I think we're still right now better than them. I think the Bucks overall, let's not be biased, are a better team than us. But if Brady falls off this year, well, then now it's completely wide open because Brady is the cream of that coffee. And if you don't put that cream in that coffee tastes a little bland, right? So hopefully Brady's cream starts getting a little sour. But besides the NFC South, like, who else in the NFC scares you? The Rams are still obviously a great team. The 49ers are a good team. The Seahawks are rebuilding. The Arizona Cardinals, I can say Arizona Cardinals are a good team. So you got 3 good teams in the NFC West. But let's go to the NFC East. The Eagles, The Cowboys, they lost a lot of talent this offseason too. The Commanders with Carson Wentz, they don't scare me yet. And the Giants, I got to see it. I mean, they keep putting in their faith in Daniel Jones, but I don't see the Daniel Jones hype. Then you got the NFC North. You got the Packers, who should still be good with Aaron Rodgers. But then you got the Vikings. You got the Bears. Justin Fields might blossom this year, and maybe they take that leap. But until I see it, I'm not going to put faith in it. And then you have, who's the other team I'm forgetting in the NFC North? I say the Bears, the Vikings, the Packers, and the Lions. The Lions. Yeah, enough said with that, right? So that's like, the NFC South is open, kind of, behind Tampa. And the NFC as a conference is open that I do think the Saints can be a playoff team, but I'm not going to lie to myself, guys. I think the Saints have taken a step back from last season. Let me know in the chat if you agree or disagree with me. I'd rather be in the NFC right now, too. The AFC is stacked, and the NFC right now is not stacked. So if there was a time for the Saints to be kind of in that purgatory of rebuilding / trying to retool to be a top-notch contender again, this is the time. While the NFC is all kind of in a jumbled mess right now. My man Hoodie says, well, Hoodie's always positive, guys. I'm like the devil on the left side, and Hoodie's the angel on the right side. So Hoodie's always going to bring the positivity. But Hoodie says, I say we're going to be better than last year because we're going to be healthy again. We get Michael Thomas back, a healthy O-line, and James back, better than what we had last year, and the D-line is upgraded. Well, Hoodie, to that I say, what's to guarantee we're going to be healthy this year? Like, injuries are always going to be a part of football. It's a barbaric and brutal sport. So, you just can't assume that we're going to be healthy this year. I mean, we might catch even worse injuries this year. You never know. So I never really rely on health. Now, granted, yes, it's going to be great to have Michael Thomas back. It's going to be great to have, hopefully, James back at 100%. But I'm not going to just assume that those guys are going to stay healthy for the rest of the season. Like, injuries are a part of football, and we can't just assume that all of these guys are going to stay healthy throughout the whole season. But yes, to start the season, we are going to be fully healthy. But to also start the season, Hoodie, we're probably not going to have Alvin Kamara for the first few games because Lord knows Roger Goodell is going to suspend him for that Vegas fight. We might not even have Marcus May, our prize free agent acquisition at safety, for a few games because he has a DUI. So, and who knows, it might take Jameis a game or two to get back into football mode, because not everybody just comes back from those type of injuries with his ACL and just comes back right away at their peak. Like, it might take a few games for Jameis to get back into sync. So now Michael Thomas should definitely be back ready 100%. He's been out for basically the past 2 years. So he should be ready to go right now, to be honest. But I don't know. I'm just keeping my expectations temperate, Hoodie, because I've seen this script a million times and it usually ends on the negative side for the Saints. So I kind of now at this point kind of expect the negative. So that way I'm not surprised when the negative does happen to the New Orleans Saints. Miguel says that Bruce Arians publicly said that he refused to accommodate a Brady trade. Brady comes back and Arians retires a couple weeks later. He smells smoke. He thinks the Bucs want to make a smart-term, long-term move and get picks for Brady. Miguel, nothing would surprise me at this point. But I just don't see Brady leaving. I really don't. I get that you have your stance. I get that you really feel confident that Brady is going to go to the Bucs or whatever, but to the Dolphins, but I just don't see it. It would be awesome if he does. I would love it. It would make the NFC South wide the fuck open if Brady leaves, but I don't think so. And Hoodie, well, you know what, Hoodie? I'm knocking on wood with you that everybody stays healthy. And Hoodie, I'm not saying we're going to be a bad team. I just don't think we're going to be a great team. And I don't think we're going to be – last year, if we would have stayed healthy, I think we could have been 10-7 or 11-6. Right now, I think our peak is probably like 9-8. But to what I'm saying earlier, 9-8 in the NFC, I think, makes the playoffs this year, which is good. So I'll take it. I just don't think that we're as good right now as we are last year. Nice crowd tonight. Yeah, I'm not reaching your levels. Hoodie be having like 40, 50 people on his show now. Hoodie getting big, y'all. So again, check out Hoodie Jube's YouTube channel, man. I think he's 3 subscribers away from 800. So show some love to Hoodie. And every time Hoodie crosses 100 subscribers, he gives out gift cards. So if y'all want some money, if y'all want a good chance to make a few, cash that you can bet on the New Orleans Saints 2022 Super Bowl odds, you'll give Hoodie Jube a follow, a subscription, I guess, on YouTube. Hoodie also says he feels we're going to find a replacement in free agency or draft to cover for Kamara being likely suspended. And he also thinks Jameis Winston is going to be back before training camp. So he got the whole training camp to be ready for the preseason. I like Hoodie's optimism, guys. So here's the thing. If y'all want like the most optimistic New Orleans Saints takes, y'all go follow Hoodie Jube. If y'all want funny skits, y'all follow me. But the live streams, I'm a little more nuanced than sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes just a little bit more pessimistic. But I love Hoodie. Hoodie gives me optimism a lot of times, and it's always needed as a fan. So I appreciate the optimism, Hoodie. Cash Black says it's early NFC South NFC predictions are the Cardinals as the 1 seed, the Bucs as the 2 seed, the Packers as the 3 seed, the Commanders. I guess he believes in Carson Wentz as the 4 seed, the Rams as the 5 seed, the 49ers as the 6 seed, and the Saints as the 7 seed. Yeah, it looks good to me. Cash Black. I don't see any. The Commanders I disagree with. I think the Cowboys and the Eagles are still a better team than them. But one thing about the NFL is that you should always count on parity. And there's always going to be like a team that comes out of nowhere to make the playoffs. So I'll give you that, Cash Black. Every year when I make my NFL predictions, I always pick like a random team that nobody's counting on to make the playoffs because odds are you're going to get a random team that makes the playoffs, So like I guess this year, that random team you could argue would have been the Cardinals, I guess. Hold on, let me look up the playoffs from this year. So this year we had the 49ers, the Cowboys, the Eagles you could count as maybe a random team that nobody saw coming. Obviously, duh. Nobody saw the Bengals coming. Nobody even saw them in the Super Bowl, much less the damn playoffs. So, yeah. So So I'm not going to criticize your Commanders pick too much because and people always seem to get lost in this in the offseason. It's like, yes, the NFL is built for like teams to go from worst to first in short order. All it takes is like one major acquisition. For the Bengals, it was Joe Burrow. For the Commanders, maybe it is going to be Carson Wentz. I doubt it, but you never know. Like the NFL is built for teams to come out of nowhere. In 2005, we were 3-13. In 2006, we were one quarter away from the Super Bowl. Like that's the beauty of the NFL. So yeah, there's probably going to be some team that right now nobody is talking about that's going to make some noise in the NFL playoffs next year. My man Mikey says he can't wait for that championship banner in Nola. And if y'all know Mikey, Mikey's young, so Mikey wasn't quite old. I don't even think Mikey was born for our Super Bowl season, but Mikey, hopefully you do get to experience a Super Bowl season one day. Yeah, Hoodie also does ticket giveaways. So if you want to catch a Saints game for 2022, you got to be subscribed to his channel. He live streams damn near every day. Hoodie be live streaming all hours of the day. I'll be like, God damn, does Hoodie and his audience work? Like they be up at 2 a.m. live streaming, then they be up at like 10 a.m. live streaming. I'm like, God damn, do y'all sleep? Do y'all work? But shout out to Hoodie, y'all. Make sure y'all go show some love to his channel. Mikey says he was born for the championship. I think Mikey was like in Pampa, so he didn't really know what was going on. But yeah, guys, so that is the gist of today's live stream. So I just wanted to speak about Bruce Arians with his surprise retirement and get y'all thoughts on the NFC South. Obviously, we have some people who are optimistic still about their teams. Hell, I'm sure even Panthers and Falcons fans are like, well, shit, all we got to do is maybe make one or two moves and we could be right back at it. Actually, I don't know if y'all saw, but the Panthers GM was quoted this week, or maybe it was last weekend, saying that he feels the Panthers are like one or two moves away from being back as NFC South title contenders because he feels like the NFC South isn't as strong as it was in years past. I disagree. I think the Panthers have a lot of talent that they need to acquire before they get back into the title contention. But that kind of just shows like how some of these GMs are viewing the NFC South. Like they all probably think, shit, if we just get one or two things to go our way, we can be the division champs. And they have every right to believe that because the NFC South is in a flux right now. It's absolutely in a flux. I'm surprised that Sean Payton retired. Like, I feel like if Sean Payton would have stayed, like he would have had his pickings of whooping the NFC South's ass because it's so weak right now. But I guess Sean Payton, I mean, y'all know my opinion. I think Sean Payton is basically just delaying the inevitable and it's going to be the Cowboys coach in a year or two. But Hoodie says to be great and successful, you got to stream nonstop because every time you don't stream, you're missing out on more subscribers. Absolutely, Hoodie. I'm not a technically, guys. I'm not a live streamer. I do it for more of a hobby for my channel. My channel is more of the content of produced videos like my vlogs, my top-notch reviews, and my skits. But I do like to stream with you guys every now and then, just to chat with you guys, chat with my loyal subscribers. And if anybody is new to the channel, well, then hopefully you sign up, you subscribe to the channel, and you enjoy future live streams and future content. But I absolutely get it, Hoodie. Cash Black says, as an optimistic expense fan, I can say that if we go 17-0, we'll blow it in the divisional. Yeah, Cash Black, that's kind of the New Orleans Saints way of life. It's that we find the most unique ways to break our hearts. Who that Josh says that Mario don't even know who the hell his quarterback is. So how can the Panthers be talking about being a move away or two from the division? Yeah, and I'm hoping that, and I hate to say this, but that's the thing about being a fan. It's like right now I'm looking at some of these quarterbacks like Matt Carroll or Malik Willis or Kenny Pickett, and they all seem like great guys. But if they go to the Falcons or the Panthers, I got to cheer for them to be bust. That's just the life of a fan. Like, I don't want these guys' careers to be bad or like to be failures, but I got whoever puts on that Atlanta Falcon black and red, whoever puts on that Carolina silver and blue, whoever puts on that Buccaneers pewter and red, I gotta cheer for them to suck. I just gotta. So if the Falcons or Panthers draft a quarterback, I need them to be shitty. I need them to suck because it hurts my team if they draft good quarterbacks. So So if we draft one of those quarterbacks, I hope they're the next Drew Brees. If we don't draft him, but the NFC South rival drafts him, I hope they're the next Ryan Leaf. Hey, shout out to Hoodie with the super chat. Yay. Hoodie, you are the absolute man. For Hoodie giving a goddamn super chat, what I'm going to do is I'm going to link to Hoodie's YouTube in my chat box. And again, guys, if you, and most of me and Hoodie have the same audience, but if you don't follow Hoodie, I'm going to give you the link right now, man. And y'all show some love to Hoodie and his channel. He is 3 subscribers away from 800. So let's help Hoodie get to 800 subscribers. I just put the link to Hoodie's YouTube in the chat box right there. Show some love. What up, John? Hey, y'all, my man, St. John Butler. Check out his YouTube as well. St. John does some great interviews with Saints legends. That is my man. I follow him on Twitter. Great friend of mine. St. John, you know, I'm not really much of a live streamer, but it was a slow night. We got tornadoes outside. I figured I'd come on and chat with the Saints fans for a little bit. But y'all show some love to St. John Bullets. If you want to know your Saints history, like if you or maybe, you know, a post-Drew Brees fan, but you don't remember the Dawn Patrol days, you don't remember the Jim Mora days, you don't remember, shit, I could go, you know, really back to Billy Joe Tolliver and Billy Joe and Bobby Abrams and all those days. St. John Butler is a great Saints content creator and also a great Saints historian. And he'd be teaching me some stuff, you know, he'd be putting me on to, you know, my first recognition of the Saints, recollection of the Saints was the Jim Mora days when I was basically a baby. I didn't know much about football, but, you know, I knew Jim Mora, I knew the Dawn Patrol, I knew it was, you know, I didn't really become like a diehard fan that could process football until the Aaron Brooks and Jim Haslett era. So St. John Butler's channel is always a great way for me to brush up on my Who Dat history. He has some great interviews. I was listening to his interview with Pat Swilling the other day, and Pat Swilling was kind of going off because he was disappointed that this was before the Hall of Fame announcement. So he was mad that Ricky Jackson was the only Dawn Patrol member in the Hall of Fame, and he thought that all 4 members should be in the Hall of Fame. I agree with Pat Swilling, by the way. Since then, obviously, thankfully, Sam Mills will be going to the Hall of Fame this summer. But it would be great if we could get Pat Swilling and Vaughn Johnson in the Hall of Fame, especially because they were recognized as the greatest linebacker patrol of all time. So why not have all 4 of them in the NFL Football Hall of Fame? And as Pat Swilling was telling St. John on St. John's channel, some of Pat Swilling's stats are better than some of the Hall of Famers right now stats. So why would Pat Swilling not be in the Hall of Fame? So y'all check out St. John Butler's channel. Like my dude, Hoodie Jube, just subscribe to St. John Butler's channel. And Hoodie Jube, guys, will be going on at 10 o'clock p.m. today. So Hoodie, yes, I will be in your chat box listening to you. And I was actually on for a little bit today, Hoodie, when you went on for the Malcolm Jenkins news. I was working, so I couldn't really like engage, but I was listening to you guys. Entertaining as always. Yeah, TH. Jim Haslett era was real fun. It was real fun. That's when the Jim Haslett era was like when I was like young. I guess I was middle school / going into high school. So I was just like super biased, and you couldn't tell me shit about the Saints. Like, I thought everything we did was perfect. I thought Aaron Brooks was the next great Hall of Fame quarterback. I thought, and look at that, Hoodie, St. John. See what the John Boss community does? I bring people together. So St. John Butler and Hoodie Jube both just got subscribers out of me. Y'all owe me. That'll be $5 each, okay? But yeah, the Jim Haslett days was when I was just like the optimistic young fan who always thought that every year was going to be a Super Bowl year. And obviously, we had that great year in 2000, but ever since then, we just could never quite recreate that magic until Sean Payne and Drew Brees came on board. But that was an interesting era, the Jim Haslett era. It was wasted potential because we had talent. Now, Aaron Brooks was talented. He just could never put it together fully, the full package. You know, Joe Hahn was a top 5 receiver, in my opinion, during that time. Deuce McAllister was a top 3 back during his peak. It's just that the defense could never really get it together, and the offense was always so damn inconsistent. Dante Stallworth would be looking like a great wide receiver one game, then looking like one of the worst wide receivers in the world the next game. I could go on and on. Like the Jim Haslett era was basically my childhood. So, you know, like some people grew up on the Dawn Patrol. I did too, but I was like a baby. I was 5, 6, 7 years old. You don't really process what's going on. The Jim Haslett era when I was able to process what was going on. And it was a lot of fuckery. Like we was always in the news for the worst reasons. Like Al Bacano stealing from Deuce McAllister. Y'all have to be there for them Jim Haslett era days. Jim Haslett rumored to be sexually assaulting cheerleaders, and Joe Hong rumored to be cheating with Willie Rose's wife, but it was really Joe Johnson. It was just madness. Yet me just being a young biased fan, I still thought that our Saints were Super Bowl contenders every year with Jim Haslett and that crew, but obviously not. See, that's the great thing about St. John Butler's channel. Like, he makes you just go through memory lane. And that's why I love his channel so much. So shout out to St. John Butler. Y'all show him some love too. What up, Derek? Who that to all of you guys? Who that to you, Derek? What up, Elite Goods? Who that to you? But damn, look at that, y'all. The John Barnes. So Hoodie owes me. No, I'm joking, Hoodie. But Hoodie just got to 800. And I think that was the push between the John Barnes community getting him to 800. So let's all show some love and give a round of applause to Hoodie for 800. Hoodie had like 400 subscribers at the end of the offseason, at the end of the season in January. So Hoodie's been growing the past 2 months. So, man, congratulations, Hoodie. Nobody works harder than you, man. You deserve it. You absolutely, you see, you put it right there, 300 subscribers in the past month. So good job. And because of that, if you guys watch Hoodie's upcoming live streams, he will be giving away some moolah. So make sure y'all tune in so y'all can put your name in the his big old random Wheel of Fortune type thing, and you can win some money from Hoodie Jew. Honey, I forgot how much you're giving out for this one. But even if you don't get the money from Hoodie tonight, his next live stream, he gives out tickets throughout the season. So if you tune in week 4, Hoodie might give out tickets for whoever we play that week. So he's a great follow. St. John says, I'm doing the Lord's work tonight. Appreciate that, St. John. Y'all show some love to St. John's channel too. So again, I have a few young fans on my channel. So if y'all want to like get some Saints history, you always should want to know like the history of the franchises. Show some love to St. John Butler. Hoodie's giving away $80 tonight, and he might. No, I don't know if it's tonight. It might be maybe tomorrow, but he's giving out $80 soon, and he might do 2. Damn, Hoodie got money, y'all. Damn, Hoodie. All right. Shout out to T for subscribing to Hoodie and St. John, but I appreciate y'all, man. The Saints community is a close-knit family. You guys have used our platforms to build up my audience, and Lord knows I want to return a favor and show some love to the other great Saints content creators that's out there. So I appreciate all of you guys. And Mikey, this is a great comment because you see the shirt I got on right now, right? You're damn right. The Pelicans are coming. So I say this almost every damn live stream, but if you are a Saints fan, but you're not a Pelicans fan, what are you doing? The Pelicans are on a roll right now. They're about to play right now, and they're going, I promise y'all, the Pelicans are going to bust the Portland Trailblazers' ass tonight because the Portland Trailblazers are basically tanking the season. They're trying to get a draft pick. So we might win by like 25 points tonight. And we are about 4 games away from the season being over with, and we are currently in that play-in tournament. And if we win, we make the playoffs. Who would have thought? I should have showed y'all, but who would have thought when the Pelicans were at 3-16 at one point that we will be possibly a playoff team? I know who would have thought that. You're looking at them because, as you guys know, if you follow my channel and you follow me, never doubt the 316, okay? Never doubt 316. I think I can show y'all that skit if I can put it up. Y'all know I'm a Stone Cold fan, right? So one day, I'm going to Wrestlemania Saturday and Sunday. Woo! I'm going to Dallas Friday night. So y'all might not hear more content from me after today. But I will be at WrestleMania. I'm undecided on if I want to vlog it or not because I kind of want to take it all in. Because I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'll probably cry when Stone Cold gives out one last can of whoop ass to Kevin Owens. I might cry, but I might not live stream it. I might vlog it for you guys. So if I vlog it, y'all better watch it, all right? But I will be at WrestleMania in Dallas this weekend to see my boy, Stone Cold Steve Austin. I cannot wait. I'm sorry, I'm looking for this skit that I did for the Pelicans when we were at 3-16. What up, Jordan? Jordan is my boy. Appreciate the love, Jordan. Pelicans on the grind. That was a great game if y'all missed it. The Pelicans were down 23 points to the Lakers on Sunday, and then the Lakers did their best Falcons impression and blew it to the Pelicans. It was amazing. So Hoodie's giving away $80 next Monday, guys. So if you subscribe to his channel and you catch his live stream next Monday, he will be giving away $80 because he likes to reward all of his loyal subscribers. So please check it out. Shit, Hoodie, I could use $80 for some of my WrestleMania expenses. I might join in on Monday too. If I come in on Monday and I look Monday hoodie, I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna be exhausted. Like I was in Orlando last weekend, and I'm doing Dallas this weekend for WrestleMania, so I might be knocked out hoodie by the time you get on. But if I'm in that chat on Monday hoodie, give me a little favoritism hoodie. Look, Orlando and Dallas ain't cheap now. Okay, Orlando and Dallas ain't cheap. I'm just being silly, y'all. I'm just being silly. All right. I want to show y'all. I did a skit for the Pelicans when we were 3-16. And all the fans were panicking, and oh no, the Pelicans, they suck. And I was like, man, if one thing about the world that I know is that you have to put your trust in the 3-16. You just got to put your trust in the 3-16 because that's what you got to do, right? So y'all, well, now it's playing, but I hope y'all see my screen. I'll put the volume up.
You can't give that many, though. No, not at all. Right. Not at all. You got to find a rebound.
You fools. It was all part of the plan.
He's a ray of light right now in the season that's been difficult.
It was all part of the plan. Go Pels.
So, as you guys can see, I'm going to zoom in. I did that skit November 24th, 2021, when the Pelicans were 3-16. And now look at the Pelicans, folks. Now look at the Pelicans. Sometimes John Barnes can be, wait, you know what? I'm sorry, guys. I don't even think I was sure. I'm still learning how to do live streams, guys, all right? So do y'all see my screen right now? Let me know if you see it. Share screen. All right, I'm picking the screen. Let's share it now. Well, maybe not. Maybe you guys at least heard it. Maybe I'll just put it in a goddamn wait. Joy, are you Office? How many names do you have, Joy? Office has like 5 profiles. Office and Evan Barnes have this long standing rivalry. All right, guys. I'm sorry. I don't know how to. I'm still learning this share screen and live stream thing, but I can't share my screen, I guess. But I'll don't worry about it. It's not important. I put the skit in the chat box just now. Y'all want to see the little thing I did for the Pelicans for the 3-16 thing when we were 3-16, and I made a Stone Cold joke out of it. Calvin says the Saints better sign CD to a long time. I agree. Absolutely. Hoodie said, give me a hell yeah. Derek says, what do I think about Brady firing Arians? Derek, actually, there was a fan in here who thought that Brady's going to leave now because Bruce Arians is gone. Then he's going to Miami. And I was like, no, I think Tom Brady is happy that Bruce Arians is gone because he basically gets to run the show now. Like, again, I know that Todd Bowles is the head coach now, but I'm sorry, we all know that Tom Brady's the head coach. Hey guys, so I know a lot of my audience is football, but Hoodie says if y'all want to see a pre-recorded video for WrestleMania, give me a hell yeah. I don't know, Hoodie. I might do a WrestleMania stream tomorrow. Try to get some of the wrestling fans to the John Bones community. At worst, I'll probably record the Stone Cold thing live and put it on my channel so y'all can see how it is from the live audience. I don't know if I want to not live stream. I don't know if I want to vlog the whole WrestleMania because, again, I kind of want to just take it all in. But I'll see. I might do bits and pieces of recording while I'm out there at WrestleMania so y'all can kind of see how it would be to watch it from the audience. And ironically, so my man Jordan, who I believe is the Office, doesn't like Evan Barnes, but Evan Barnes is the reason, Jordan, why I'm going to WrestleMania. So shout out to Evan. What up? Mudbug Dude. He's definitely a Louisiana guy if his name is Mudbug Dude. True that and who that? Mudbug. Cash Black. So Cash Black says I'm rambling because he wants to do a whole nother topic. Apparently, he's doing his top 5 wide receivers of all time, which is Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, Larry Fitzgerald, and Julio Jones. So that's 4. That's 4 cashback. You forgot the 5th one. Who's your 5th best wide receiver of all time? Is it Marcus Colston? Calvin says that the Saints better lock in Davenport long term. I agree. I just wish that Davenport could stay healthy because when he's on the field, man, he is a freaking monster. Mikey says that Tampa Bay stinks. I still think they're the best team, though, Mikey. I'm sorry. And Derek says he was hoping that Honey Badger was alive, but they reported he has a visit with Philly tomorrow. Yeah, Derek, it doesn't seem like the Saints have as much interest in Tyrone as he has in us, which again is kind of funny because we always are begging for top-notch free agents to sign with us, and they always decline us. Well, you got one in Tyrone Matthew who actually seems to want to come to the Saints, and we're not reciprocating the love. So that's a little disappointing because I feel like not even just as a player, but as a leader, he could help out Malcolm Jenkins' leadership void. But hey, all we can do is put our trust in Dennis Allen. Who that Josh asked a question. So I want y'all to answer this question in the chat. Over or under Michael Thomas with 1,200 yards this season? Who that Josh? That's probably a question I can for sure answer after the draft. If we draft a top wide receiver, I'm going to go under. Because I feel like if we draft a great wide receiver, he'll take away some of Michael Thomas's looks. If we have the same wide receiver core now that we had last year, Michael Thomas might get 2,000 yards because that's all we freaking got. So Hoodie says over, and Mikey says under. And honestly, Hoodie, even if we do draft a great wide receiver, I can still see Michael Thomas getting over 1,200 because he's so damn good, you know? He's so damn good. Jordan says, people who are like new to the channel or new to are probably like, who the hell is Evan Barnes? Or why is this guy always talking about Evan Barnes? Evan Barnes is my cousin, y'all, but he's a bit of an instigator. Derek says over. Jordan says over. So we got a lot of Michael Thomas potential fantasy owners apparently this season. And St. John says under. Again, that's what I think. See, that's why I like St. John. Me and him agree on a lot of things. Because he thinks we're going to wide receiver. And I agree. I think if we get a wide receiver, even if we get Jameson Williams, I know he's coming off an injury, so he probably won't even be ready for the first few games. But I just feel like Michael Thomas is finally going to have some help, which is going to hurt his numbers, but it's going to help him. It's just going to help our offense. So I'm going to go, 1,200, though, that seems like the standard for great wide receivers. So now that I think about it, even if we draft a wide receiver, and especially, John, if Kamara's out, I mean, who else are we going to be really throwing it to, And we don't even know Taysom, even though Taysom is tight end now, is he going to be ready for the season because of his foot injury? So Michael Thomas might get it by default because he's probably going to be like our best option in the first few weeks of the season. Cash Blacks. First off, Hoodie, appreciate the love, my man. Y'all go check out Hoodie Juke's channel. He's going live stream tonight at 10 o'clock. And remember, on Monday, he will be giving away $80 if you subscribe to his channel. So make sure you guys subscribe to his channel. And he says, go Pelicans. Cheryl, what up, Cheryl? Cheryl is one of my most favorite. I don't think Cheryl wants to be famous. Favorite and loyal subscribers. Cheryl, love is real. Thank you for joining us live stream tonight. We're just shooting the shit tonight, Cheryl. I shouldn't even be live streaming, to be honest, guys. My allergies are acting up. Again, I went to Orlando this weekend, and y'all know if you go to Orlando, you go to theme parks, and you need a vacation after the vacation. So I'm kind of exhausted, but I'm going to Wrestlemania this weekend, so it's all systems go until next week at least. Mikey says, welcome to the Bucks demise. Cheryl says over 1,200. Cash Black says over 1,200, but Cash Black also says that we need to draft a wide receiver. I do agree with that. Now, I also want to say this. Guys, do not panic if we don't draft a wide receiver in the first round. You can get good wide receivers in the later parts of the draft, okay? Now, if we don't draft a wide receiver at all, I'll be a little bit questioner. I'll be, confused. But I'm not going to panic if we drafted like an offensive lineman in the first round because I know fans go crazy when we do that. But I'm a believer in you got to build through the lines, and especially with us not having Teron Armstead now, I would not be upset if we do draft the offensive lineman in the first round. But we still must get a wide receiver at some point during the draft. So hopefully we draft one on day 2 if we don't draft one on day 1. Calvin says fans are going to get their hurt. Well, Calvin, what do you mean we're going to get our feelings hurt by not drafting him or by drafting him? Because I would love to have Olave on the team. Oh, he will open up the defense so much. Like his speed would just be. I honestly kind of feel like I don't know. I think I would want Olave over Jameson, but I don't know. I feel like Olave won't be there at 18 though. Jameson might be because of his injury. I feel like Olave might be gone by the time we draft at 18. Everybody's good, Jerry. Thanks for checking in, Jerry. Everybody's good. The tornado doesn't seem to be as bad as last week, so we're all good. Of course, Cheryl, I love you too. Hoodie says that Callaway was. Now, I do think Callaway is going to be much better if we have him as a number 3 receiver instead of a number 2 receiver. So that would be good. I mean, because it was unfair for Callaway to be thrusted into the number 1 wide receiver role when he's an undrafted free agent. Like we put way too much expectations on him when obviously, you know, not everybody can come in and be a Marcus Colston. So John says we got Traquan, so we good. Hey, what y'all think about the Traquan signing? My thoughts are this: he's cheap, he knows the system, he's a good blocker, solid depth. Now, here's the thing: we can't sign him and roll it back with Thomas, Traquan, and Callaway. Then I would be mad. I'm assuming that we are going to bring in a wide receiver. So let me fix my camera. I might have to go to my my MacBook camera, y'all, because I think my camera's saying it's hot. I don't know why my camera will be running hot, but whatever. Maybe it's because it's right by the light. Let me move it from the light. Y'all get a little bit more of me, my beautiful face. The Traquan move I'm not mad about, but we cannot rely on Traquan, Michael Thomas, and Callaway. And I know Michael Thomas is real good and that he makes everybody better, but we got to get somebody else. We just got to get somebody else. But that's a funny comment, John. That's a very, very funny comment. Jordan, a.k.a. Office, is once again going after my cousin Evan. Long story. If you're new to the channel, don't worry about it. Calvin says, Olave is a player Saints fans won't stop talking about, but he will not be there at 18. Yeah, I kind of agree. I feel like the Packers might get him with the Las Vegas Raiders pick. No, wait, the Raiders pick is after us. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting. They got some great wide receivers, Olave. So, Calvin, so we'll see. It's kind of like the 2020 wide receiver class where if you draft a CeeDee Lamb or a Jerry Jeudy or obviously we know what happened to him since then, but Henry Ruggs, you can't miss. Like, they're all great wide receivers. So I feel like whoever we draft, I'm going to be happy about because there's some damn good talent in a wide receiver class this year. But before I end this show, I have a question for you guys. This is non-Saints, so let's pivot right quick. It was the slap heard round the world, and I'm sure everybody saw it by now. And that was Chris Rock getting slapped by Will Smith. And so I just want to know from my community, what do you guys think about that? Do you agree with Will Smith? Are you on Chris Rock's side? Can you see both points? Do you think Chris Rock was in the wrong? Do you think Will Smith was in the wrong? What does the John O'Barnes community think about the Will Smith and Chris Rock? Yeah, well, hold on, Josh. I knew that. I was saying the Packers, I feel like we're going to make a move for Olave with the Raiders pick, but I believe the Raiders pick is after us. So if we want Olave, we get precedence over him before the Green Bay Packers. But what do you guys think? And Calvin thinks that Burks and Williams are better than Olave anyway. So we'll see. Again, I think all the wide receivers in this class are amazing, and I'll be happy with whoever the hell we draft, to be honest with you. But what do you guys think about the Chris Rock versus Will Smith thing? I really want to know. I'll let you know my thoughts. And I'm a big fan of both of them, so it kind of made me sad to see two of my favorites have that dispute. I'm a big fan of Will Smith, though, a big fan. And I understand. Wait, hold on. He said over under Traquan Smith, 400 yards. I'm gonna go under with that, homie. Um, I understand, you gotta protect your wife and everything, but Chris Rock is the first person to make a joke about Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, and Chris Rock's joke wasn't even that bad, in my opinion. Um, I understand Will Smith's anger. I truly do. I understand that, it's almost a damn if you do, damn if you don't, because if you don't do anything, well, nothing happens, but you got a pissed off wife at you. And at the end of the day, you got to go home to your wife. Will Smith ain't going home with nobody else but his wife. He ain't coming home to me. He ain't coming home to anybody in this chat. He's going home to Jada Pinkett Smith. So I understand that he felt like he was obligated, especially when he saw that Jada Pinkett took offense to the joke, to do something about it. I also feel, though, that he could have did it backstage, Even if he says him backstage, fine, but don't do it like in a public, like you put Chris Rock in a horrible situation now. That, like, well, now if Chris Rock punches back, is Chris Rock the bad guy? Now does Chris Rock look weak because he didn't do anything back? You would like for Will to have kept his composure and just went backstage and had a man-to-man talk and say, look, I don't appreciate that. Please, going forward, do not make jokes at me and my wife's expense. But we are also a human. We all have our breaking points. And Will Smith has been subjected to jokes for his whole career. Granted, when you go to Hollywood, you sign up for it. And Will Smith proactively wanted to be the biggest movie star of all time. So he knew what he was signing up for. So in that regard, I don't have sympathy for him, because it's not like he doesn't want to be the most famous guy in the world. He proactively set out a plan for him to be the biggest movie star in the world. So he knows what comes with the territory, right? Like, he knows that if you're going to put yourself out there and want to be the greatest Hollywood star of all time, you're going to get all types of stuff coming at you, including jokes. But I also see the human side in that, hey, look, eventually, you catch somebody on a bad day. He was obviously probably already emotional. This was a night that he's been waiting for his whole life to win an Oscar. And so everything just kind of built up, and he did what he did. It's unfortunate because it took away from his moment. Like, this was supposed to be his crowning achievement. He's been trying to become an Oscar winner for decades now. And he finally wins it. And all the thing that we're all going to remember from that night and talk about is him smacking Chris Rock. So, again, I understand it from a human side. But I'm team Chris Rock if I had to pick. You can be in the middle, like you can understand both sides. You can be also saying, I understand people who think that Chris Rock's joke was out of line. But hell, look at me. I'm not a comedian. I know some people refer to me as a comedian, but I don't refer to myself as a comedian. I feel like to be a comedian, you have to be able to go do stand-up. I don't think I would ever be great at stand-up. So I call myself more of an entertainer. Like, when people want to refer to me, like, sometimes I get people on Twitter or news outlets, which I'm blessed that some news outlets pick up some of my material, and they will say local comedian or Saints comedian. Even some of my friends refer to me when they try to have me on their podcast or whatever as Saints comedian John O'Barnes or whatever. And I always try to stop them, because I'm like, I don't know if I want to be referred to as a comedian. I want to be referred to, I guess, as an entertainer. But with that said, obviously, my content is comedy. And so it pokes fun at a lot of people. And I do it in good spirits. Like, I poke fun at Jameis Winston. I poke fun at all the NFC South teams. I don't do it out of malice. I don't do it out of mean spirit. It's just, one of the things that comes with being, I guess, a public figure. Hell, I know that being a YouTuber now, I'm going to eventually get, and sometimes I do get people that make jokes about me. Or, if some of my tweets blow up with some of my skits, or some of my YouTube videos blow up, I sometimes get comments in the comments or in my mentions on Twitter, making fun of me or dissing me, or, oh, he's not funny, or, making fun of how I sound or making fun of how I look or whatever. And I know that, you got to make a conscious effort when you decide to put yourself out there in public, that comes with the territory. So, I know that, especially hopefully if my channel continues to grow, there's going to be times where eventually, right now it's all good because I just got a small, loyal community. But if I ever do get bigger numbers, which I hope I do, I would love to do this full time. That's my goal, to do this full time, this YouTube stuff, where I can do like skits for y'all every single day. I can't do that now because I actually have an actual job. So I kind of got to pick and choose my spots to film stuff and whatever. But I would love to do content 24/7. But I do know that should there ever come a day where I get big enough to do content full time or gain an audience, that I'm gonna have, you could call it haters, you could call it critics, whatever. I know you're gonna get it. You're gonna get people who's gonna make jokes about me, people who's gonna say, I don't know why people give this John Bones guy attention. He ain't funny as all. He looks like a goddamn. One of the first people who ever dissed me, one of my I did a preseason skit with the Saints where I was like, which Saints fan are you? And I was like, the pessimistic fan, the Saints fan, the Jameis fan, the Taysom fan. It was a city skit. And somebody called me like a effed up looking Screech from Saved by the Bell. I thought it was actually creative. I was like, that's funny. But either way, that's the point. It's like, if you put yourself out there, people are going to make jokes about you. You got to accept it. You got to have some thick skin. It doesn't mean you have to accept it. That doesn't mean my motto is this. I usually troll back. Like when people come at me, I just troll back. I don't like get mad, but I'll troll them back because I so far so good. Like I'm usually unbothered when people come at me with jokes. Obviously, I get the most jokes from like the Bucks fans and the Falcons fans. Like when I do content making fun of them, and these fans who are just discovering my content don't know who I am. Like they don't know that for me it's all in fun and games. So like when my Buccaneers skits blew up this past season, the Bucks fans didn't know who the hell I was, so they were pissed and they were coming at my ass. I did a little inside agreement with this Bills fan, Brother Bill, on Twitter, great guy, a Bills diehard fan, and we did this little inside thing where I was going to get my Stone Cold on and I was going to do like this promo going at Brother Bill where I was going to be like dissing him. It was all in fun, but so Brother Bill obviously retweeted this saying, look at this guy, but he was in on the joke. But his audience of like 20,000 people didn't know who the hell I was. So they seen my skit. They thought it was real. Like they thought I was really like coming at the Bills fan base and I was coming at Brother Bill. It actually was cool because I was like, well, shit, I must be a damn good actor if I actually convinced all these Bills fans that I'm being serious. So the Bills fans were on I'm telling you, for like 24 hours, because I said I'm gonna let it ride for 24 hours before we reveal that this is all basically a wrestling angle, like it's all fake. But the Bills fans were blowing my Twitter. I mean, with like the worst insults you can think of. And then we obviously revealed that it was a joke. And most of them came back apologizing. But it didn't bother me because I'm like, whatever, like if you put yourself out there like that, you're going to get people making jokes and insults at you. It comes with the territory. And there's a huge difference, obviously, I know, between a John O'Barnes level of public notoriety and Will Smith, arguably the biggest movie star in the world. But Will should be at the point where he knows that he's going to get jokes at him, especially at the point where him and Jada are proactively putting their business out there. Like they do the damn red table talk where they put their personal lives out there for the world to see. So if you put your personal shit out there, you can't get mad when people come back at you talking about your personal shit. You put it out there for everybody to talk about in the first place. So why did he snap on Chris Rock of all people? I don't know. I don't know, everybody's saying, well, what if it was The Rock or something? Like, would he have done it? Probably not. I mean, obviously, Will Smith knows who he can go smack and who he can't. Will Smith can go smack at Chris Rock. Chris Rock is probably 5'10", 150 pounds. If I made a joke about Will Smith can smack me. One, I'm a nobody. Two, I'm a nobody in Hollywood. We're all somebodies. Never let anybody tell you that you're nobody in life. I mean, at the end of the day, when we all die, God isn't going to care if you are the biggest movie star in the world, if you are working a 9 to 5 at a construction site. All right. But we're talking about it from a Hollywood angle. But I'm 5'8", I'm 150 pounds soaking wet. Will Smith would know, like, if he smacked me, he can get away with it. Obviously, if The Rock makes a joke about Will Smith probably ain't going up on stage and smacking The Rock, So he knew who he could test. Will Smith knew who he could go out there and provoke. But for me, it was disappointing because I hold Will Smith in high regard. Again, I understand his frustration. I understand that we're all human and we all have breaking points, but I do think he deserves the criticism. I'm not going to cancel him. I'm not going to take it to the extreme that some people are taking it, like saying they were traumatized. I'm like, okay, let's slow down. It was a slap. He didn't rush the freaking White House and burn down a damn building like we happened at the last year in DC. He didn't blow up a building. We've seen worse as an American public of some horrible things in our lifetimes. Okay, a smack to a comedian isn't going to traumatize anybody. All right, but I do think he deserves criticism. All right, so that's my mini rant. I'm sorry. I got a lot of comments while I was going off. I want to hear what you guys say too. I really do. So Josh says that he thinks that both are wrong. He thinks the joke, and yeah, I think it was a weak joke too. I also think it was a joke that wasn't even like worthy of the anger that Will Smith and Jada Pinkett had. Brandon says, well, Brandon was still on NFC. It will be funny though, Brandon. Yes, it will be funny. Cheryl says it made her sad to see. Will's a great actor and Chris is a great comedian. It's an unfortunate situation. Yes. And as Cheryl is a black woman and me as a black man, not to always bring race into it, but seeing two of my favorite black public figures have that dispute was kind of, it was kind of sad. I like to see the black public figures and entertainers and athletes and actors and musicians, be unified, not slapping each other on stage. So it was definitely a little bit disappointing and sad to see. What I will also say is this, though. There was obviously a lot of people with, their think pieces, as they called it, of their opinions of it. And people saying, oh, well, another black mark for the black human race, like black people make themselves look bad again in front of white. And I was like, y'all, again, it was a slap, guys. Let's chill out, okay? White people have done some pretty shitty things on stage too, okay? So every time it's between two black people, it doesn't have to be oh man, look how black people looking for in public again. Like let's slow down. It doesn't always have to be oh man, we look bad in front of the world now. Like every race does dumb things, okay? So it doesn't always have to be a race thing as far as, oh, did this make the black race look bad? No, like it happens. White people have done way worse things on award show stages. So let's calm down. Derek says he thinks there was a weak move on Will Smith's part. He's been married for 21 years, so he gets it. But that's why he chose Chris. 50 Cent has been dragging his whole family for a year, and he did. Yeah. So again, Derek, I think Will Smith knows who he can and who he can't smack, basically. And I just got married myself, so granted, I get it. Like if somebody were insulting my wife, I would feel some type of way too. There's levels to it. So say, luck of the draw, my shit blows up so much, and now John Barnes is at award shows. Like, oh wow, John Barnes went from a YouTuber to like this semi-famous person. So me and my wife go to an award show. Now, my wife is not a public figure. My wife isn't trying to do this YouTube thing. My wife supports me, obviously, but she's not as public with content like I am. So if I'm in the audience and I'm chilling, if I'm at that level now where I'm a public figure, sure, I don't mind if the host makes fun of me, but make fun of my wife. And I'm like, hold on, she's off limits. She's not a public figure. You don't have the right to try to joke on her in public like that. Jada Pinkett Smith is not somebody who hides from the public. Jada Pinkett Smith is also a public figure. So Jada Pinkett Smith has just as every right to know that jokes are going to come at her expense the same way Will Smith does. Because again, Jada and Will proactively put their shit out there. The whole Smith family, even their kids now, they proactively promote their families. They basically put all their shit on Jump Street, right? Like that's their angle. They like putting all their shit on Jump Street and having healing discussions and talking about these deep discussions on their family and how they want to yada, yada, yada. And more power to them. Again, I'm a huge Will Smith fan, but you can't do all that shit and then be all surprised or offended when people make jokes about it. You're the one who are putting it out there. So I get it. Like I get people who are married who say, yeah, you got to protect your wife. But again, I feel like there's levels. There's levels to it. And if your wife is also a celebrity, and if your wife is also somebody who's putting her shit out there proactively, well, then you got to accept the consequences. Mage Prime says there's bigger issues like the voting rights. I agree, though. I agree. I know. But you know what, Mage? People ain't going to turn into this live stream for no damn voting rights discussions. I can tell you that. But I get it. I'm one of those people, too, who I think we put celebrities on way too high of a pedestal. Trust me. I get it. Calvin says, so a comedian making jokes, roasting at a show, that's what's known for having comedians to come on and do just that. And all of the jokes to get mad at. He got mad at one that wasn't even PG-13. I agree. It wasn't even like a kill shot. It was like a jab. Like when you, not even like when you're boxing, but when you're training for a fight, you're just doing like jabs to warm up. Like the G.I. Jane joke wasn't even that bad of a joke for Will Smith to get mad at. And everybody has their theories. Some people think it was fake. Some people think it was scripted. Some people think that they saw Will laughing at the joke first, and then you can see Will laughing at the joke, and you can see Jada like rolling her eyes, and then they cut off. So obviously between that cutoff of Will laughing to Will walking on the stage, everybody's assuming that Will looked at his wife and was like, "Oh shit, my wife is offended by this joke." So then Will made the decision to go up on stage and smack him. And that's when it comes to like Will says, "Oh, this is Chris Rock. I can get up and go smack Chris Rock." But if it was somebody like a 50 Cent or The Rock, I sincerely thought Will would have went up there and smacked him because people know who to pick on. People know who to pick their battles, and I get it. Like me, I'm not gonna go and pick a fight with Stone Cold Steve Austin. I'm not. But if Stone Cold Steve Austin is making a joke about me, I'm just gonna have to like grind my teeth and be like, I can't do anything. You're gonna whip my ass if I try to go up and confront him. But if a guy, if a little kid, a badass little kid's making, I can go up and provoke him because I'm like, you pick and choose your battles. So Will knew what he was doing by going up there. Cheryl always says this: I'm entertaining, but shady. Shady's my dog, y'all. And yes, Shady is the real star. If you go on my videos, like all of my videos on my channel, and you go and click like the option that you could go from the oldest video, like my first major video, and it wasn't even like when I was trying to do YouTube. I just did a video from my iPhone of me giving our dog Shady to my wife. And that video, Lord knows how, I think it has like 275,000 views or whatever. So I feel bad for like anybody who subscribes to that video, to my channel because of that video, thinking like this is a dog channel when it's not a dog channel. But I do try to have my dog on the channel every now and then. She makes cameos. Like if you watch some of my skits, you see it. If I can ever fit Shady in the videos, like you see her in all my reaction videos for the Saints games. But like if you watch some of the skits, if I can fit Shady in it, like in the background, Shady sometimes makes an appearance in my videos. And Cheryl is a Shady stan. Austin says Chris Rock apologized to Will. Austin, that apology actually was fake. Chris Rock has not put out any public statements so far. In fact, tonight, and actually probably right now, Chris Rock is doing his first comedy show since the incident. Is in Boston. I know I've been to a Chris Rock show. They make you put your phones away. So we're not going to know what Chris Rock said until maybe 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock Boston time. But the apology that you're referring to in this comment is fake. Chris Rock has put out no statement whatsoever about the incident yet. We're going to hear something tonight. Actually, I'll take that back because I just did a quick search because again, Chris Rock is doing a lot stand up tonight. So tonight's going to be the first time he actually has to address it because he's doing a live show. And if you just search Chris Rock on Google, it says that his main quote is saying that he's still processing what happened. But Chris Rock did not apologize to Will Smith. The comment that you were talking about, Austin, that was a fake apology that, you know how the internet works. You put out a fake comment, nobody decides to do their research, and everybody just starts resharing it, and it becomes the truth, even though Chris Rock has never put out any type of statement apologizing to Will Smith. Will Smith has obviously put out the statement apologizing to Chris, but Chris Rock has not apologized to Chris Rock. But yes, Austin, that smack did make the Oscars interesting for once. And even though the academies, I think, all offended and saying, oh, we condemn violence, backstage, they were like, hell yeah, because them ratings probably went up like crazy. Calvin says the weakest joke ever for someone to get mad at. Don't seem like that really had anything to do with the joke. And a lot of people are saying that it was built up tension, like Will and Jada probably felt some type of way because Chris Rock is a roast comic. So he's always been making fun of people like Will Smith. So maybe it was just tension built up. And like I say, Chris Rock finally caught Will on a bad day. It happens. I get it. I've had personal experiences where sometimes tension just builds up and then it could be the smartest thing, but the tension from the past carries over and now whoosh, everything blows up. I get it. Again, Austin, I know I'm kind of late with some of these comments because you put this about 7 minutes ago, but the apology you are referring to from Chris Rock, Austin, is not real. Chris Rock has not put out any statement apologizing. The thing that you're talking about was a fake statement that blew up because people do not do their research when they share articles like that. Chris Rock has not apologized. But Austin, if you do go search Chris Rock now, you can see his actual quote where he says, and I haven't read it yet. Actually, if I put it up, I'll put up the CNN article and see. All right, so it says this. Chris Rock made an emotional return to a stage on Wednesday. Again, he did his first stand-up tonight. Chris Rock says, let me be all misty and shit. Chris Rock said with tears in his eyes as the crowd was giving him a standing ovation. How was your weekend? He joked. I don't have a bunch of shit to say about that. So if you came here for that, he said, took a pause. I have written a whole show before this weekend. I'm still processing what happened. So at some point I'll talk about that shit. It'll be serious. It'll be funny. But right now I'm going to tell some jokes. So basically that was what Chris Rock said tonight. But Austin, Chris Rock has not apologized. And I don't think Chris Rock feels like he might even have to apologize. Chris Rock obviously felt some type of way. And yeah, Derek, I think Austin saw one of those fake statements and he thought it was real, but it's not real, Austin. And again, if you guys search Chris Rock right now on Google, he made his first public comments today where he basically didn't really say anything. He just said that he's still processing what happened and he needs time to actually say anything about it, which I understand. You know, if I got smacked on stage in front of the whole world by the biggest movie star on the planet, and then like 30 minutes later, that same guy is getting a fucking standing ovation, I'd feel some type of way. I really would. Chris is better than me because honestly, I probably would have smacked Will back. I'm the type of guy, y'all see me, I'm not winning that many fights, right? But I got too much ego and pride. Like, I'm the type of guy that I'll go down swinging. And I'll probably go down swinging, getting my ass whooped, but I got to go down at least saying that I gave it a shot, right? If I'm at the Oscars and a celebrity smacks me, I'm smacking back. Because one, I know that within 5 seconds, security and police are going to be breaking us up. So it really ain't going to even be much of an ass whooping. Nobody's really going to win because they ain't going to let it get out of control like that. Two, it's just pride. Like, I'm not getting smacked on public in front of the whole fucking world and not doing anything about it. Shout out to Chris Rock, man. He's a better man than me. I would have smacked the shit out of Will back. I would have. Even if I didn't smack him right away. Even if I would have like calmed down, presented the award, I swear, I'm the type, like, sometimes that shit gets worse if I just like, let it build up. I would have like gave out the award, waited for the commercial. I would have walked up to Will. I would have been like, bitch, don't you ever put your hands on me again. Like, I just know how I am. Like, I'm the type that has too much pride. And I would have swung back. And I also would have knew at the back of my mind, like I said, again, this is the Oscars. Like, I'll be like, oh shit, if I smack him back, the cops are going to come within 5 seconds, right? So I would have smacked back. So shout out to Chris. He showed some great composure. Austin says I'm already famous. No, Austin, I don't know if I want to be famous. I want to be successful enough to do YouTube full time, but I do not know if I want to be famous. It seems like it has its benefits, but it also has a lot of negatives. John says Chris Rock got to get a slap back. I'm at this point, he can't obviously do it now, but I mean, I'm assuming eventually him and Will Smith are going to have a man-to-man, as they should, and maybe like do, they're going to find some type of way to monetize it. It might be where they present the Best Actor award next year to get at the Oscars, and everybody gets them both a standing ovation. It shows the power of unity and love and healing, yada, yada, yada. But whatever Chris Rock does, he has every right to do. He's the one who basically has the authority to accept Will Smith's apology or to tell Will Smith, fuck you. And whatever he responds with, I will understand. Derek says, Austin, that's easy for you to say, but put yourself in Chris' shoes. That man has kids that will be teased about this for years, not to mention it tarnished his image. Yep. Tarnish. I mean, it's going to be something that is going to be obviously mentioned forever when you talk about Chris Rock and when you talk about Will Smith's career. I don't want to say tarnished because it's Hollywood. Like, everybody does some stupid shit in that industry. I think it's a fucked up industry in general. I just do. That's why I kind of always roll my eyes when all these Hollywood stars try to be woke, try to be like social justice warriors, just Hollywood companies in general. And I'm like, man, Hollywood is one of the most dirtiest, fucked up industries out there. I don't want to hear like these motherfuckers telling me. That's another story. But everybody has things that's tarnished in their image, Derek. So I don't know about if this is going to tarnish it, but it's definitely going to be something that's going to be mentioned for both of them for the rest of their careers. Calvin says, why wait 5 or 6 years to address something that happened in 2016 if you're that damn mad? Yeah, because he's talking about Chris Rock made a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith at the 2016 Oscars. But again, Everybody makes jokes about Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, especially after the damn entanglement thing. And I don't see Will Smith going smacking 50 Cent. I don't see Will Smith going smacking, the people who can actually give Will Smith a fight. So to me, it's like, knowing to pick your battles, and Will knows that he, in a one-on-one, can probably take Chris Rock. So he was like, oh, well, this one I can actually do. Josh said, who's to say that he ain't just sit behind closed door? Josh, we actually do know. Chris Rock's family says that Will and Chris Rock have not talked yet. Will put out a public apology, but, and I don't know why, I feel like Will needs to be the one to call or at least text Chris and be like, man to man, I want to apologize to you one-on-one. It's cool to do it publicly, but if I'm Chris Rock, I'm like, well, of course you're going to do it publicly. You're trying to save your image too. You're trying to protect your reputation. Motherfucker, call me one-on-one. FaceTime me. Let's talk it out man to man. Don't be giving out no damn public apologies. Actually, I think he should have called Chris, apologized one-on-one first before he did anything publicly. But you know how Hollywood goes. His PR team was probably like, hey, yo, Will, we got to get something out quick. We gotta apologize. We got to make sure that we save some of your saving grace with your fans. So now Mikey says, hell jokes do get personal. And I agree, Mikey. It's a thin line between what can you joke about and what can't you joke about. I get it. And I understand. That's all I can say is I understand. I understand Will Smith's anger, and I'm not going to tell him or Jada that they shouldn't get mad at any type of joke. I'm just of the opinion that if you are going to be proactive, it's not like they try to hide their family stuff. They are proactive as a unit and putting their business out there. Will Smith has a whole YouTube channel where he puts his business out there. Jada has a whole talk show where she puts her business out there. So you cannot be proactive, but then get mad when people talk about it or people joke about it. No, you can't. That's like me doing these YouTube videos where I make satire and skits about people, but then I get mad at somebody like mocks me or makes a skit about me. And what the hell am I expecting? If I'm putting myself out there like that, I got to be ready to take it back. So that's what annoys me about the whole thing, to be honest with you. Derek, appreciate the love, man. We were just shooting the shit tonight. So I appreciate your comments and your intellect as always. I'm about to log out myself too, guys, because the Pelicans play in 8 minutes and I got to watch that game. Let me get to these final comments, though. Josh says that Chris Rock makes fun of people for a living, so now people are supposed to have sympathy for his kiss because of a slap. LOL. Yeah, no, I get it. Josh, 2016 at the Oscars. I know what you're talking about. Calvin says he wonders if Jada ever slapped somebody that made an entanglement joke that she laughed at when Will was. Yeah, that's another thing people are kind of talking about is that Jada usually jokes on Will or laughs at Will's expense. So why should Will feel some type of way that somebody joked about Jada? But I mean, I'm not, their relationship is their relationship. I'm actually fans of both of them. I like them both. I'm a huge Will Smith fan. I still am. I guess I'm disappointed in how he handled it, but I'm not going to act like I'm never going to watch his shit again. Or I'm going to always, he's human. He's human. You can criticize somebody for something in their life, but not cancel them or feel like that this is going to be a dark mark on their life forever. No, take your bumps, take your lumps, and move on with life. So hopefully him and Chris Rock eventually work it out. Austin says, y'all act like y'all never seen someone get upset about something somebody said and start a fight. Doesn't mean the person who do a blow is a bad person and needs to be punished. Now, I agree with that, Austin. Again, I'm not going to act like I'm condemning Will Smith for the rest of his life. I just think that the criticism is valid. Like, actions have consequences, okay? So if you want to say that Chris Rock's action of telling the joke, the consequence was him getting smacked, fine. But Will Smith's action of smacking Chris Rock, the consequence of him now being ridiculed and condemned by his peers and by fans like me, it is what it is. That's how life works. Your actions have consequences. Doesn't mean that it has to carry over you like a dark cloud for the rest of your life, but it's just something that you have to deal with. They've been joking on the show for years. Name one person that got smacked. Hell, wait. Well, we saw Sunday, Chris Rock. A great Black History moment, huh, Derek? And Mikey says that he thinks that he understands that they are both in the wrong. So just be a man, do the damn thing, and apologize. And again, I do think eventually, right now the emotions are fresh. So right now, who knows if Chris Rock even wants to hear from Will Smith. But I do think over time, Will's going to call Chris. They're going to hash it out. and it'll be done with. And then, maybe they'll do like this big publicized. And at the end of the day, I promise y'all this one thing Hollywood is going to do is they're going to make money off it. They are going to make money off this. So whether it's Will and Chris doing a movie together, Will and Chris doing a podcast together, Will and Chris appearing at the Oscars together for the first time, they are going to make money off it. It's kind of like, I remember the last big award show thing was Kanye West, and I think it was 2009 when he interrupted Taylor Swift. And everybody was outraged. Kanye, how could you? Blah, 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 blah. And next year, literally the next year, MTV promoted and hyped the shit about Kanye's comeback to the MTV Awards with his grand special concert. So if there's anything, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not trying to hear all this shit about what the Academy thinks about it and their statement on how they disagree with it and they condemn it. Because I promise you, all of these entities are going to try to make money off it. That's at the end of the day, that's what it's all about and how they make their money. So I do think they're going to work it out, and I think that eventually they're going to try to monetize it. But right now, that it's so fresh and emotional that it's still real right now. But eventually, that realness is going to turn to, okay, how can we profit off it? How can we make money off it? And I don't blame them. I'm up the attitude. Make that money in your life. I sure as hell would. Austin is asking, what would you have Will Smith do now? Again, Austin, I would just call Chris Rock and apologize. And if Chris Rock accepts it, great. If he doesn't, okay, then you can let bygones be bygones at the end of the day, no matter what. But I do think Will Smith should call him and apologize. And at least just talk it out. And Will Smith can apologize and still maintain that, look, I don't appreciate that joke you made about me and my wife. But I think Will Smith should apologize. That's what I think. Mikey said one time last month, a kid called him a racist because of one thing I say, which came out the wrong way. Did he smack you, Mikey? Calvin says Bad Boys 4 starring Will and Chris. Well, no, you're right though, Calvin. They're going to do something. They might do a movie. They might do like a Bad Boys 4 with Will and Martin, and then Chris Rock makes like a cameo. Like, they're going to do something to like eventually poke fun at it. It's Hollywood, y'all. Like, at the end of the day, it's Hollywood. Like, Hollywood is going to monetize it for something. So, I know I get that people are emotional about it. I see all these opinion articles and these think pieces, and it's like, man, just you can discuss it, you can debate it, you can have fun with it, but don't act like this is like this huge serious thing. It's a fun thing to talk about, but it's not something that you got to lose sleep over. All right, like 5,000 word op-eds about. Will Smith has already made a public apology to Chris. No, that was so again, Austin. Just so we're being clear. Yes. Will Smith apologized to Chris. No, Chris Rock did not apologize to Will. Will Smith's apology was real deal. The statement that you read from Chris Rock that you were referring to earlier, that was fake. Chris Rock has not put out any type of statement about Will Smith or any type of apology about Will Smith. Chris Rock did comment tonight at a stand-up show, but that's the only thing he said so far. He has not apologized to Chris Rock. 2 more minutes, guys, and I got to get to my Pelicans game. What up, Ike? Ike says there are 2 main ways to make pickles yourself. One is to bring them in the vinegar. The other way is to ferment the cucumbers with just... I don't know if Ike is trolling or if Ike is just being... I don't know. I appreciate that, Ike. I'm going to make some pickles now, okay? I'm going to make some pickles now. They call Mikey say, well, Mikey, you still young, so you're going to have to just deal with the buddies, but you'll be okay. Show them buddies you mean business. And Josh says he's out. Josh, you know what? I am going to follow you as well. I appreciate each and every one of you guys who came on to the chat. Austin, again, Chris Rock's family has come out and said that Will Smith and Chris Rock have not spoken. So all we can do is go by the word of Chris Rock's family. And they have said, as of tonight, that Chris Rock and Will Smith have not spoken. So I'm going by his family's word. If they have come out and say, yes, Will Smith did call him, then I'll be more than willing to say, great. Now we can all move on. But as of what Chris Rock's family says, Will Smith and Chris Rock have yet to talk. Now that can change by the minute. Maybe Will Smith could literally be calling him right now. We don't know. But as of the public knowledge we have now, Will Smith has not talked to Chris Rock one-on-one. But I appreciate everybody's opinion on this. I was actually going to do a whole live stream just completely on that subject. But again, I was in Orlando this past weekend. So I'm glad I was able to come on tonight, guys. I'm a little under the weather. My allergies are starting to act up. And again, I'll be in Dallas this weekend for Wrestlemania to see my dog Stone Cold Steve Austin. I'll probably take a few videos out there and put on my channel. Hopefully, if you guys are wrestling fans, you will enjoy that. But until then, you might not hear from me until next week. So I hope you guys have a great week. I hope you have a great weekend. I hope that the Saints do all the moves that you guys want them to do. And I hope that you guys continue to watch, like, and subscribe to my videos because Lord knows I appreciate each and every one of you. So as usual, guys, how do we end every video? With this. And as always, if you're new to the channel, do not forget to hit that subscribe button. If you're new or if you're old to the channel, do not forget to hit that like button. Or not, I'm just a human being, but I'm not the law. See you guys next time. And as always, forever and a day, it's still who? Somebody got to say it in the chat before I leave. It's still who what? Now, if y'all don't say it in the chat, then I'm going to just be here all night, just looking at the camera like this. So it's still who what? Come on, I got 11 people in this chat. Somebody got to give me one. I got 9 people in the chat. I just need one of you 9 people to put, it's still who, ... There we go, Mikey. That's why I love my man, Mikey. It's still who that. Love you guys. Appreciate y'all. Who that? Go Pelicans. Love to Chris Rock. Love to Will Smith. But most importantly, love to each and every one of you guys. Go watch WrestleMania Saturday, drink a beer, and show some love to Stone Cold Steve Austin. All right? Appreciate y'all.